For decades, Daphne Campbell has stood with the people of South Florida, listening and delivering results. A proud Democrat since 1994, registered nurse. She championed opportunities for underserved students to attend college, build brighter futures, and stronger public schools. Senator Campbell will fight to fully fund our classrooms, pay teachers what they are worth, and stop politicians from playing politics with our kids' futures. When residents demanded action against unfair traffic fines, Daphne listened and successfully fought to remove red light traffic cameras in North Miami, Biscayne Park, Miami Shores, and El Portal. Daphne Campbell is also a victim of gun violence. She lost her son to gun violence and understands the pain too many Florida families live with. She believes we can protect the Second Amendment while keeping our children and communities safe. Her vision is clear: stronger public schools, better healthcare, affordable housing, safer neighborhoods, and more opportunities for every family. Experience, leadership, results. Vote Daphne Campbell. Your voice, your future. Our district, District 108. Punch number 102 on your ballot. Political ad.
Hello, everybody. I'm endorsing Oliver Gilbert because he has always delivered for us, raising wages, delivering paid sick leave, and passing a law to lower water rates.
I'm Oliver Gilbert, and I approve this message because from supporting the 5,000 Role Models program to standing up to Trump, I'm ready to carry on the legacy of Congresswoman Wilson.
Trust me, we need Oliver Gilbert in Congress.
While Ron DeSantis chose fights over culture wars, I've stayed focused on what families in Miami-Dade County actually need. I'm Ashley Gant. And in the Florida House, I saw Ron DeSantis play politics with our kids' classrooms while the real problems go ignored. I proudly stood up to that agenda, fighting for our schools, our families, our freedom to live our lives. Now I'm ready to take that fight to the Florida Senate. Family first, community first. That's how I'll lead in the Senate.
This week, tech billionaire Trump supporters started flooding Miami TV with attack ads. The target, Oliver Gilbert. Who's paying and what they're really buying is the part they'd rather you not see. Silicon Valley tech billionaires endorsed Donald Trump, put $12 million into his super PAC, and joined crypto giants Coinbase and Ripple in funding his inauguration. Trump signed their bill into law and personally pocketed over $1 billion from crypto last year alone. They bought Trump's Washington. Now they're shopping for Democrats. Their weapon is Fairshake, a $193 million crypto super PAC funded by Coinbase, Ripple, and the same tech billionaires. In Democratic primaries, it hides behind a friendlier name, Protect Progress. 97% of its money, straight from Fairshake. Here's their playbook. Pick a black Democratic primary and drown it in money. Houston, $6.5 million. Congressman Al Green's 20-year career, over. Chicago, nearly $10 million to stop Juliana Stratton. Illinois beat them anyway. Now they've picked District 24. Nearly $900,000 in attack ads on TV and cable, booked through primary day. Here's their own paperwork, and the one word it never says, crypto. And they don't just pick who to attack. They pick the congressman they want to buy. Kendrick Meat Jr. is on your ballot. His father sits on the Global Advisory Council at Coinbase, the operation's top donor this cycle. They ousted Al Green. Illinois wasn't for sale. Neither is District 24.
This was awesome. Thank you for tuning in.
What's up, Hollow News family? Welcome to another episode of the Can We Talk podcast, our show where we talk to dope people in the community doing dope things, and we give you the political tea, the political gossip, and the political news, and everything in between. Guys, this has been our special edition Tuesday show that we explicitly created just so we can talk to candidates, give you guys more candidate interviews so you can talk to them and see them one-on-one, hear their stories. And tonight is no different. I'm so excited to have our next guest on. It's going to be a really good show. If you guys are watching in the chat, give us some love, give us some energy, like and share, subscribe. help us out in the with the algorithm. We like that also too. If you are here supporting one of the candidates tonight, definitely show them love in the chat. We like to show that on the screen as well. And so before we get into it, just want to let y'all know tonight's show, we have some amazing guests. We have a candidate from the county commission seat 2 race. So first county commission candidate that we're talking to this season. Also, too, we have someone from the state representative race and also the school board race. So a good variety, different things. We're talking about different levels of government, and it's going to be a great show. I see y'all in the chat. What's up? What's up, Pier 51? What's up, Lori? What's up, Broadway? We coming to you next. You're one of our guests for tonight. I love it. Yes, y'all make sure y'all like, y'all subscribe. Yes, like and share. Like and share. Hit that button. That helps us with the algorithm. And it helps us to be able to stay independent, stay, get monetized and not have to, have different revenue sources, right? So that helps us out as independent media. Um, Thank you guys for joining us tonight. And I'm going to go to my first guest. He is running for County Commission seat 2. We actually did a candidate forum with the Miami Foundation, but I'm glad to be able to get this one-on-one conversation with him. So without further ado, I would love to welcome to the show, Miguel Skip Quintero. Hey
All
there.
right,
Hey,
all right.
Miguel.
Hey, thank you so much. And I apologize. Thank you for having me on the show, but I apologize for being in the truck. We're out here. I'm campaigning. I'm going door to door knocking. But it's important to be here, and I'm really honored that you'll have me on. So thank you.
No, definitely. And honestly, I know it's like in the thick of things. I know it's early voting. It's you guys are still knocking on doors. So I get it. I get it totally. And I'm just grateful that you saw the value in coming to talk to the Hilo News audience.
Absolutely.
Yes. So we're going to get right into it. Skip, for people who are just getting to know you, tell them who you are when the cameras aren't rolling, who you are on your day to day.
Thank you. Day to day, I am a flying trapeze coach. I've produced two of the world's greatest flying trapeze artists right in my backyard here in District 2 out of my home on 9615 Northwest 13th Avenue. Sorry, 9651 Northwest 13th Avenue. That's where I live. I have a home-based business there. We have the flying trapeze in the backyard. And before my wife and I bought in 2020, we talked to the neighbors and asked them if they were okay with it, and they said that they thought it was beautiful, and they've been great supporters ever since, and they enjoy the show, they enjoy the classes when they're going on. I live 2 blocks away from my mom's high school. She's a Rocket. She went to Miami Central. My dad's a Chief. We grew up in Carroll City, Opelika, with my cousins on my mom's side was over in Opelika, and then I went to Dade Christian School. My mom still works there. She's been there for almost 40 years. But yeah, I went to Dade Christian School for 14 years, from 4 years old up to graduation. Begged my mom to put me into public school, but it wasn't my choice.
Oh, wow. So you grew up in District 2, like you are a District 2 baby.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's what's up. So, Skip, why are you running for District 2 seat? And what do you believe are the 3 biggest issues facing residents in the district right now?
Ultimately, I don't think our leadership is doing right by us. I'm running because we could do better. It's time for this community to get rich. It's time for this community to have control on how it looks and how it feels. Gentrification is real, and we see it happening in other districts. Of course, it's happening in this district as well, but we really see it happening in other districts. We need to combat gentrification. We see low voter turnout. People are not excited about local races. They're not excited about the leadership, and they're kind of throwing their hands up in the air and just giving up. We need more transparency with our leadership, our elected officials. So I thought now is the right time. And in fairness, my home has a lien on it. I'm operating my flying trapeze school illegally, even though it should be legal. The law says that I'm allowed to do it, but certain powers to be, they go around it. And then when you go to court for your code enforcement violations, by the way, they put you in a true kangaroo court, what we would define as a kangaroo court, where you don't even get a real judge. You get an orchid hobbyist who has no law degree, and they don't want to hear anything about the law. And then to top it off, you got the county attorney who's responsible for hiring and firing this fake judge. That's your trial judge. They're litigating. So the judge's boss is litigating against homeowners. There is absolutely no due process and no chance of having a fair trial, a fair hearing. So
Wow.
ultimately, this is why I'm running. Of course, for the community first, but what really got me involved was the fact that I can't live my lifestyle in my own home. So if I'm feeling the pinch, I know everybody else is. And my wife and I, we make pretty good money, and we don't have children. We have cats. We have 50 cats that that we take care of. Um, those are our children, but we're struggling. If and she works in corporate America in downtown. I'm the only person who does flying trapeze in all of Miami-Dade County. So we do okay. And if I'm struggling financially, there is no way anybody else can even. I just don't know how anybody's doing it.
Mm. Thank you for breaking that down. And this kind of ties back into, what we're talking about. And just to give people context, the current incumbent or the current county commissioner is Marlene Bastion. So if you're thinking about just want to have an idea of like what area Skip was running in, just wanted to give people that context. Housing costs, as you just mentioned, continue to be a major concern across Miami-Dade County. What specifically would you push for to make housing more affordable for renters, homeowners, and seniors in District 2?
I'm going to give you multiple options. In the public option, meaning from government, we have to instantly give rebates to match the homestead exemption that we all know it's going to pass. If it doesn't pass, I would still love to do these rebates, but I'm using the homestead exemption that is likely to pass because there's nothing for renters in there. We must match that rebate or that homestead exemption to renters and give direct rebates. So the landlord is paying taxes and they pass that on to the tenant, the renter. That passing on needs to be given upfront to the tenant when they sign their 1 year lease. And if they sign a 6 month lease, that's fine. We'll give you up to 6 months worth of that benefit. But that's something that we can do here in Miami-Dade County because property taxes is collected by the county and is distributed for the county. We have got to start using some of that $5 billion that goes into capital improvement, that goes to developers. That money has to go instantly into the pocket of those who are renting. And it just goes to show the unfairness of how our leadership is operating. We all know that developers, special interests, lobbyists, they're buying politicians. That has got to change, which is why my first priority is putting cameras on me anytime I'm on the public's dime. If I'm doing your work, if I'm in the office, if I'm out in the community, you should know where I am and who I'm talking to. Now, you don't get to know all conversations because people have the right to privacy, but you still have the right to know who I'm talking to. And then I have to report back to people what the conversation was roughly about without going into details because we must protect people's privacy. But that's the type of leadership that we need to see in Miami-Dade County in general, in District 2. Uh, I'm honored that I get to do this and bring these ideas in a community that my mom went to high school with, that I grew up in, and I'm excited.
Mm. And I didn't catch the tail part of what you said, Miguel. But if your audio is good for the audience, if you guys give me a thumbs up, because sometimes the connection, like the audience will hear you, but maybe I may not hear. So I just want to give the audience a chance. Like, did you guys hear Skip and what he just said? Because I just want to give you opportunity to make sure you get your point across. Um, but if anything, just I would say just reiterate the last things that you said about the point that you was making, just to make sure that we got it.
Yeah, I'm hearing the audio myself. There's some cracking going on. So it's time for our leadership to show their work. We teach our children
Oh,
that
Skip, your audio is, oh man, it may be the internet connection because I know you're out there in the field knocking on doors. Are we the only window that you have open? Yeah, is it audio? Probably bad reception. Let's give me a test on 1 2 again. Let's see if we're good. Look, guys, we live. We do it. We just keep it rolling. Let me give me a mic check, Miguel.
I know when I start speaking, I don't hear cracking, but when you're speaking, I hear
Oh,
cracking.
the reception may be bad, Miguel. Um, you know what? Let's just try you going out and coming back in. Let's see if that helps. Are you putting it outside the car? Yeah, now we can't hear you like now I can't hear any audio. Yeah.
No audio at all.
Oh man. And you on the roll. You were cooking too. Let's see. Let's see. Give me another testing. Test one, two, test one, two. Oh man. Yeah, we lost your audio, Miguel. It's just coming in and out. Hmm. Yeah, I would say let's just go out and come back in. Go out and come back into the studio. Let's see if that helps. Sometimes that kind of like helps a little bit. We're gonna give Miguel a little bit of time to just get the technical difficulties. Look, I appreciate all the candidates right now, especially the ones they are knocking on doors, they're in the field, they're doing their thing so they could make sure that they reach the voters. Oh, drive down the street. Yeah, maybe drive to a different location, but he's probably trying to stay within an area so that he could reach a certain amount of doors. So once he gives me the thumbs up went backstage that we could keep it going, I'm gonna do that for him. I appreciate, Miguel has been actually one of the only candidate in the District 2 County Commission District 2 race that has been showing up for forums and doing press. So yeah, that says a lot. I think actually after our candidate forum, I was like, what's up with the other two candidates? So it's been very interesting this race, but it's been really important for him to reach out to the voters and get his name out there. So I appreciate him for valuing Hilo News. Miguel, I can see you backstage. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go. Miguel, you good? All right, let's go. There you are. Let's see. Can we hear you?
Because whenever you're speaking, it's crackling.
Oh, the audio, Miguel.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Do you want to do this? Because I know you're out and about. I don't know if you want to like get to a location so that the internet is a little stronger because it may be the area that you in. And I don't know what it is about Dade County right now, but the internet connection has been really bad in certain areas. So um yeah, let's see. I'm gonna go. Let's see. Is it better now? This is live. What's up, keepers? Hey, Ibrate. Hey, Zohot. We're gonna let Miguel get to his location. But this is what it is when you're out campaigning, you're trying to get the word out to the community. It's it's like that. But I appreciate the commitment, Miguel.
All right. How's it going there?
It's still spotty. And I don't know if you can see the bars on your phone, if that will help a little bit. When you come back on, I want to know how you got the nickname Skip. Like, what is that? What's
All
the
right.
story behind that? Um, we'll give you, just a little bit, and then if not, like I said, we could jump to our next candidate, and then give you some time to get to an area if this doesn't work. Because
The only other thing I can figure is I gotta leave the stream and come back in because it's still crackling. I can hear you. I can hear you now.
yeah, no, it's like I'm getting every other word. It's like a Burger King speaker, like every other. It sounds kind of grainy. So if you want to come out and come back in, um, and see if that helps. All right, so we're gonna give him. Now he must have AT&T. We're gonna give him just a second to get it together, and then um, and then see if that can help. Fitzgerald, I know you're helping out on the candidate side. Are you coming on the screen, or are you? I'm gonna put you on the screen. Are you coming on to help out a little bit? You helping them out? You're muted.
Absolutely, I'm part of Miguel's team, so I can tell you about what he was going to tell you. So
I mean, we'll give him some time to come back on. I know you hopped on just to help out a little bit. Do you have any like idea like what if he's going to a certain area, or like can we get him back in a couple of minutes? Okay, I see him backstage now. Let's see what's
awesome.
going on. Thank you, Fitzgerald, for helping us connect this interview.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'll be working in the future for sure, Jenny, and I
Yes.
really appreciate the work that you do in the community.
Oh,
Beautiful.
thank you. Thank you. All right, let's see if we got Miguel. Miguel,
I don't know.
give me
I don't know if you can hear me, but it's a and the phone is on fire.
it's popcorny. Uh, oh, Miguel, I want this for you so bad. You were cooking. You were cooking. The people were feeling you in the comments. Okay, so how about this? Just I would say get to a stationary place and and I would say hop back on. Let's do it that way. Just so you can have a full clean conversation. We'll start over and give you your things because that's important. But I get it. You were out there, knocking on doors. So you want to do that?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back home where I got Wi-Fi, and this phone is on fire, so it's probably part of it.
Gotcha. Okay, just I'm looking at my phone. So have either Fitzgerald text me or hit me up when you're ready to come back on. Okay? All right. All right, y'all. Look, this happens sometimes. It's live. We streaming live. Okay. And I appreciate y'all keepers in the chat. Sticking with us and wanting to see these candidate interviews and give it to Miguel and his team for reaching out to us and wanting to be on High Low News. Like I said, the only county commission seat 2 candidate that has been doing press. So let that say what it is. So if you're ready to go, my next candidate, Mr. Wrendly, we coming to you live and clear. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. I hope that internet is strong. If you're ready to go, we're going to bring you on the stage. Okay, Mr. Wrendly Mesidor. He is running for Miami-Dade County School Board District 1. Hey, Mr. Wrendly. Am I saying your name correctly? It's Wrendly, right? Yes? Oh, really? We ain't got no audio. We just did a test and 1, 2 with you. Janae Skip has to drive to the west stand one leg and put some aluminum foil on his phone waiting to hear from him. Okay, let's see, Wrendly. We may need you to come back in and out. Yeah, you may have to come back in as well because we just did a sound check with you. So maybe we just need to make sure because you didn't leave, but I'm gonna give you some seconds right now to fix that. Y'all, look, the devil trying to steal these, but I'm gonna give every candidate their things. I'm gonna let them cook. They came on, they took the time. I know they in the middle of campaigning, it's early voting. They've been standing outside in the hot sun and stuff. So I'm gonna give them their time to be able to get their candidate interviews. As y'all know, we turn these candidate interviews into articles. We post them on our website, we post them in our email newsletter, we post clips on our social media. We give the candidates at least 3 or 4 touch points with our audience. So it's important, for us to give people their things. So let me see if Wrendly is ready to go. Give me a thumbs up on the back. Are you ready, Wrendly? Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Give us sound. God, give us sound. Yes.
Okay. I don't
Welcome
know
to the
what
Can
was
We
wrong
Talk
with it.
podcast. What'd you say, Wrendly?
I don't know what was wrong with the audio. My
I know.
apologies.
No, you're good because we just did the check. So that's crazy. But welcome
Thank
to the
you.
show. Welcome to the show. I appreciate you for coming on. How you doing today?
I am doing good. How are you doing today?
I'm good, blessed and highly favored, as the saints say.
Thank you. Very long day for me. Just came from the classroom and then I got to do the interview and I'm still not done with my lesson plan.
Oh wow. But look,
It's a lot.
it's a lot of juggling, but that is the public servant in you, right?
I agree, yes. When you want to do good for the children, sometimes the job don't stop.
Yes, that part. Look, really, let's just jump right into it. I'll start all my interviews, my candidate interviews off the same way. For people who may not know you, let us know who you are when the cameras aren't rolling, when you're like on your day to day.
Yes, so my name is Wrendly Mesidor. I am a classroom teacher. I also serve my community under the Development Advisory Board in North Miami Beach, where I am the chairman. So if you have a business in the CRA boundary, so we help approve your grants for your business. So whatever you need done with your business, we've done it. But before that, my public service career started from Florida International University, where I was a student. I got my master's and my bachelor from Florida International University, and I was appointed as the first student lieutenant governor for the SGA. So ever since then, I think it lit a fire on me. But before that, I never wanted to get involved in anything political. Like, that's why I don't call the school board politics. I always believe it's something you do for the children. So it's never politics. I never wanted to, but after my father passed away in 2021, and he was very active. Whenever I told him, I don't want to vote, I don't want to vote, he said, you better vote, because before that, you know how many people died for you to be able to have the power to vote. He was also a professor from Haiti, so I wanted to make him proud, and I wanted to carry a little bit of his legacy.
Thank you for sharing that. I was just going to ask you. I hear your accent, so I was going to ask you what your ethnicity is. So you're Haitian.
Haitian.
Oh wow. Okay. Ça passe.
Naboule.
So many voters aren't entirely sure what a school board member actually does. In your own words, what is the role of a Miami-Dade County school board member, and what do you believe are the most important responsibilities of the position?
So yeah, so a school board member, we are part of the policies that help move the district. So a school board member help advocate for what we need in the school. So what resources you need to bring forward, budgeting for the different resources, how to manage the schools, and also in terms of communication, how we work with the parents and the children. So what I bring forward for that, it's broad, it's very broad what the school board members do, but anything with policies, but relating to the schools, to the function of the district, that's what the school board members do, if I may sum it up like that. And part, what, can you repeat the second part, please? I think I lost you.
No, that was it. It was just like, what is the job of a school board member?
Oh yes, basically on the policy side.
And so what professional and personal and community experiences have prepared you to serve the students, families, teachers, and staff of District 1?
Okay, so I believe my day to day. First, I like to use my background with the student government, and I've also worked as a program specialist at Broward College in terms of administration. So I've helped develop program for civic engagement for children who are graduating high school and they are thinking about going into the public service sector, being a doctor, being a teacher, being a doctor, nurse. So we have prepared them for that. So we have created program. I was working with Broward College, and we were helping about BCPS, Broward County Public Schools. So we have developed those children. So I have that experience in terms of developing program. And I am also a classroom teacher. So I wanted to bring that aspect to the school board because we don't have many teachers on the school board, and we want to make sure somebody who know what's going on in the classroom, who's actually living the experience, they see what's going on in the classroom, they are dealing with the children. I want somebody to bring that policy to be able to advocate for the children on the school board because those teachers know what's going on in the classroom. I always tell people a politician will make a decision, but will a politician make a decision that benefit the children? So I wanted to be part of that. And also my experience in terms of community from North Miami Beach have given me a broader experience.
Thank you for breaking that down and sharing your resume with us. District 1 has experienced years of strong academic performance under Dr. Steve Gallen's leadership, with many schools earning A grades and the district benefiting from a number of student and community initiatives. If elected, what parts of Dr. Gallen's legacy would you work to preserve, and what changes or new priorities would you like to bring to the district?
Yes, so I think Mr. Steve Gallen Dr. Steve Gallen did an amazing job on the school board. I always give him applaud for that because we need to keep our community moving forward. And when the grade came out recently, We did pretty well. We had a lot of A district and Bs. So for me, I wanted to fight. I wanted to see what I could, maybe those B district. How do we make those B schools into A schools? How do we turn the C schools to maybe B or A schools? So I wanted to improve from what Mr. Gallen have done, Dr. Gallen have done. I wanted to improve from that. I wanted to fight with what he have. It's not a work we start all over again, but it's a work that we continue.
Thank you. My next question is, Miami-Dade County Public Schools, like many districts across the county, continues to face teacher shortages and challenges recruiting and retaining educators. What strategies would you retain high quality, what strategies would you support to attract and retain high quality teachers and school employees?
I think, thank you for that question. I think that's a good question. Before I actually got into education, I was working at the college, as mentioned earlier. When my friend told me, Mr. Mesidor, why don't you try the K-12 system? I hesitated. I told him, I don't know. But I know it was in the family. So I said, you know what, let me give it a try. Because I was doing the other one because we got to go to different places, get to meet different people. But when you are in the classroom, you are really in the classroom. It's more hands-on. You have to deal with the emotions, with everything. So I wanted to be able to be a part of the school board where I know what's going. Wait, maybe I lost your question a little bit. Would you be able to ask me it again?
Yeah, sure.
I want to make sure I answer it properly.
Yes. What strategies would you support to attract and retain high quality teachers and school employees?
Yes, so I was going into the fact that I was actually part of the Teachers Pipeline, which is the TAP program. They created the TAP program, which have a partnership with Miami-Dade County Public Schools. Before it started with UM, but they have expanded to Miami-Dade, Broward College, and FIU. So where they train the teachers, it's like Teachers of Tomorrow. It train the teachers, help them with the certification process, put them in the classroom, and then feed them to the school system. So I think that strategy is working. That's something I would like to build on, where we have a pipeline to feed to the teachers. And one of the reasons, if I may add to it, I think one of the reasons the teachers are actually leaving the school is probably because of salaries, because of the pay. We still have teachers now making under 50K. You know, if you live in Miami, you can't live under 50K. You need to be making at least 70K for you to live in Miami. That's me saying 70K. Teachers are exempt from overtime. Even though we do have the referendum, which doesn't do much, teachers are still being underpaid. How would we be able to advocate to retain quality teachers? Because when you're not paying the teachers, just like you go to a job, if you're not getting paid, there's no motivation to stay in the school. No matter what passion you have no motivation to stay. How do we pay those teachers? How do we advocate? How do we? You have superintendent making over $200,000, and I tell people every profession we go through some type of teaching. You have doctors making over $200. You have a nurse make more money than the teacher. Even the dishwashers make more money than the teacher. A dishwasher from a restaurant make more money. A housekeeper. So how do we pay those quality teachers? How do we shape our future for our children? So once you have quality teacher, you will have quality students. So I say pay the teachers. So that's something I want to fight for: teacher retention and teacher pay.
Thank you for breaking that down. School choice continues to be one of the biggest education debates in Florida. How do you believe these policies impact traditional public schools, and what role should the school board play in ensuring every child has access to a high quality education?
Yes, thank you for bringing up that question. That's actually a very important question, because me being a product of public school myself, all the way to 8th grade, and then I graduated. I never shy away from that. I graduated from private school. That was a choice for my family, but I've got the experience from both public and private school. I always believe in the term of school choice, where parents could choose whatever school they want, if they want their kids to go to, but I don't believe in the idea of the co-location where they take a charter school or a school operating like a public school, but they are taking away from the traditional, they're taking money away from the traditional public school. So I do support school choice in a way, but I don't support they are using the resources of the traditional private school, traditional public school. So that's something we want to fight for. So I say let the parents make that choice, but at the same time, do not take away from what we have in the traditional public school. So I don't know if I answer your question correctly, but I say that's something I don't
Yeah,
support.
you answered the question. To me, it's all about your thoughts and your views, to these issues and matters that we've heard around the district. So yes, to me, it's not to me if it's right or wrong. It's what you're
So
presenting
let
to the
me
it's what
let me
you're
clear
presenting
it
to the
for
audience.
you.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
me clear it for you. Yeah. So I believe a parents should be able to make whatever choice they need to make, whatever choice they think is best for their children. But I don't believe in the bureaucracy of those different type of schools taken away from the traditional public school. And I think that's something they came up with now. It's co-location, and a lot of that is coming down in 2027, even in the site of North Miami Senior High School, where you're going to have charter school on the site of public school, traditional public school, if I may correct
Mhm.
myself. So that's going to take away from that. What about some of us? Like when I was younger, we couldn't afford private school. We couldn't afford those type of school. We had to go to public school. So what does that mean for the other children that's coming up that can afford private school? Yes, they give you the voucher now. They give you the voucher now. They give you the step up. But what if you can afford the step up? What if you don't qualify for the step up? Where do you go from there? So I want to make sure we fight for that as well. And charter school is something we're still studying. Maybe it's free now. Maybe down the line, charter school might not be free.
Yeah. No, thank you for expanding and wanting to give some more context. Miami-Dade County is facing declining enrollment while some schools in Miami-Dade County are facing declining enrollment while others continue to grow. How should the school board respond to lower enrollment, and what factors do you believe are contributing to these changes?
Yeah, so let's answer the part two first. I think part two have to do with family are moving out of Miami, family are moving to different places, school choices, many school choices where family have option. Even with my school right now, I had students that left the school to go to charter school, to go to different schools. So with school choices, and then you have immigration going on now with the TPS issue. People coming to the school, family are scared to send their kids to school. You have ICE getting involved in the school. So those are part of the issue. Livable, Miami is not livable anymore. So a lot of family are moving out of Miami to different towns. School choice, immigration, and affordability. So those are three of the biggest issues I think that's facing the low enrollment. And what was part one again? Let me make sure I didn't lose you.
Um, how should the school board respond to low enrollment?
Oh yeah, so I think what we should respond, how we should respond, we should come up with a solution. We should analyze the data. We should do a case study. We see what's really going on. What is the driving force? Those were my opinion, but what are the driving force? What are driving those low enrollment? How would we be able to solve the solution? Because before you solve any solution, you have to analyze the data. You have to put everything together and come up with that solution. So definitely, I think we should analyze it and see what's really going on. What is the driving force? What is the number one force? And how would we be able to bring forward a new strategy to help those enrollment go back up? And I know with that co-location coming up, it will not help the enrollment. So how would we be able to solve those?
Which location?
The core location where they having charter school on the side of traditional public schools. So that will not help the enrollment
Gotcha. You mean like
process.
what's happening at Miami-Jackson Senior High School, where they're going to be putting that
Yes,
a charter school inside the public school? Gotcha.
yes, they having
And
those charter school coming down.
you touched briefly on this in a previous answer. We've heard concerns from educators and families that immigration enforcement and fears surrounding ICE have affected student attendance and enrollment in some communities. What impact, if any, do you believe this has had on Miami-Dade County Public Schools? And how should the district support students and families while remaining within the legal responsibilities?
Yeah, they have a lot of impact, especially being from a Haitian background. I could attest you, I know a lot of family right now that are not sending their kids to school because of the situation and being scared to even leave. A lot of them cannot drive. A lot of them cannot leave. So I always say immigration. I always tell people politics should not be involved in school. There should be no politics inside of the school. The state, that should be a local issue. That shouldn't be federal, and state should not. They should help us. They should fund the school. They should give us money to help run the school. But those type of policies shouldn't be state and federal issue. So they shouldn't be making those issues. So if we could go to the drawing board, I know we have to follow state and federal mandate. Regardless, we have to follow them. But how would we be able to implement, make sure our kids are safe? Our kids, how do we protect our kids? How do we protect our immigrant kids as well? How do we protect them? How do we better serve them? What solution would we come for? Like, how do we stop immigration from getting involved inside of the education process? How? So it's all about going back into the drawing board, try to see what solution we could come forth, or as board member, and how would we be able to implement those solutions better? How would we be able to implement them?
Thank you. Beyond academics, students are facing challenges related to mental health, school safety, absenteeism, and preparing for college and careers. Which of these issues or another issue that's not mentioned would be your top priority, and what specific actions would you take to address it?
Yes, all of them are concerned, but I'm going to focus on two of the ones you mentioned. Mental health. A lot of people, that's one of the most overlooked topic that a lot of us overlook. Mental health is very real. You have students in the classroom that are not getting those support that they need in the classroom. How do we advocate better to get mental health resources? Some things are going at home. Sometimes those students are not getting the support from their family. But when they come to the safe haven, which is the school, what would we do for those students to help implement and support their mental health? That's one of the most overlooked topics. How do we advocate for that? And also academic college readiness. I will tell you a little story, and I tell people that story all the time. I was going to Publix the other time in North Miami Beach. I see a 15, 16-year-old teenager, sitting in front of the public, asking for money, begging for money. And I always say, why don't we create a program for those students? Why don't we create a program for the students? They graduate right now. Tomorrow they already have a job. I know for a long time, we always said, we want them to go to college, get a 4-year education. But what about those who can afford college? College is not cheap. College costs a lot of money. I went to college. I'm dealing with students. I'm dealing with student loan right now.
That part.
So what about those who can afford college? Those who can't go to college? What do we have for them? If they graduate today, do we have a job ready for them? And we're doing a pretty good job with the dual enrollment now that I didn't have when I was a child, because I'm 34 right now. I didn't have all those resources. By 18, a student could graduate with their college degree. I didn't have that. So
I'm 38. They had dual enrollment, Wrendly.
They had it, but it wasn't as good as it is now, right? As good as it is now. But yeah, so what can we do for the students? How could we get them ready for the career? How could we get them ready? How could we get more of a generation of the street, the younger generation? How could we get them off the street and get them into a career? So you want to get them ready. So I would advocate for mental health and career and college readiness.
Thank you for breaking
and also
that down.
support in terms of student loan as well. You know, if they could do something like that, they could advocate for that. That would be good. School should be free.
No, that part, right?
Yeah.
This next question, and actually speaking of the previous school board member, Dr. Gallen, he had a financial literacy workshop that he would do at the high schools. And so my next question is,
1 second.
should students have okay.
You could ask me, don't worry, the light had turned off.
Oh, no, it's okay. But yeah, I was saying, Dr. Gallen, he had this financial literacy workshop that he would do. And so to me, having different alternatives and paths for students is very important. And so, should students have more access to financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and life skill courses? If so, what would that look like?
Yes, I think we should. A lot of us are not financially literate, so it should be. I think I've always advocated for that. If they teach us more about financial literacy, especially from our community, it would be like it's good because it help you entrepreneurship right now. Sometimes, and we do good. Students do good job with that. Even in high school, when I was in high school, when I was in middle school, we had students bringing bag of chips to the school. They were selling them for 25 cents. That's when a bag of chip used to be
I
25
used to
cents.
sell chips and candy too,
So
Randy.
that's that's the entrepreneur spirit right there. So we have that. So I think if we have a way we educate the community, we educate our children, we get them, we implement that strategy, I think it would be good. Sometimes we're doing it. We do something, but we don't have that direction. We don't know where it's leading to. So in terms of that, I think more education, helping them, educate them how to properly find those proper channels, connect them with those people who could connect them to that other side. So you have those people in place that could connect those children to those people that could help them, those resources from the community, those grant programs that help them start business, first time business. How would we be able to connect them to those people? Because if you don't have the education, you will not be able to connect them to those type of network, those connection. And your question had another part to it, if I'm not mistaken.
It was like, what would it look like, if you, believe in financial literacy, teaching and entrepreneurship and life skills, and then like what could that look like in the school? So you actually, to me, you kind of like broke it down, like where you're like, reaching out to different people in the community. But if there's anything else you want to expand on, you definitely can.
No, yes, I believe I support that 100%. I support that. So there's not much to expand on, but I definitely say connect them. If I may tell you a little bit about myself. Growing up, I was lost in life. I didn't really know much of the next connection until I got to Broward College, where I had people. Sometimes I even doubt myself. I told myself, I'm not going to be able to graduate. And I had that one guy, that one Dr. Thomas Walker, that one connection from Broward College. He told me, you better, if none of you guys, if any of you guys think you're not going to walk across that stage, he was very upset. He lit that fire under me. And then he connected me to different network that got me into the classroom, that got me into the student government, and that also got me a job at Broward College and got me connected to my community. So sometimes you need that education, you need that person, you need some of the older generation to train the younger generation to get to that path. So I say definitely education and mentorship.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing your story, Wrendly. We've come to the end of our questions. Thank you so much for working through our tech support issues and everything. But to me, that just goes to show the dedication that you have to reaching, our audience and letting them know, your story as they go into the voting booth. So you have 1 minute. Just give the audience your reasons on why they should vote for you.
Thank you, Janae. And I wanted to say thank you as well for introducing me to the community. I've known a lot about you for a long time, so it's good to follow. It's good to get involved in the community. So my name is Wrendly Mesidor. I am the youngest candidate running. I don't like to say that, but I am the youngest candidate at 34. Maybe some people might see me as an underdog. Maybe they feel I don't have the experience. Maybe, I don't know. That's up to the community to decide if I have the experience to lead the next generation. But what I tell them, I bring a different perspective to the table. I bring that young energy, the energy that will carry the next generation. I tell people, whether you like it or not, we are in a time of technology. We are in a time of AI. Are we going back from AI? No. But how do we enhance AI? How do we enhance the AI? How do we make it better for our future generations? So I do bring the perspective, the new perspective of what's going on right now in the classroom, what's going on right now as a classroom teacher, and what's going on in the future. So I wanted to be that candidate where you vote. If you want young, you want new perspective, and to the school board, I definitely say vote for Mr. Wrendly Mesidor, number 154. And I would really appreciate it and how we could best work together.
Thank you. And we actually, we take questions live here. So this came through. Hey, Andrea. She said, did Mr. Mesidor say how he relates with public schools? So I guess tell us how you relate and how you connect with public schools.
Yes, like as mentioned before, I attended public school all the way to eighth grade, and then my parents sent me to private school. So I do have the experience. So I have taken all those standardized tests we have taken from the FCAT. I don't want to say my age, but the FCAT was what we had.
I took the FCAT.
That FCAT was very tough. I was a substitute teacher in public school for a long time. I have Miami-Dade, and I have completed my internship through Miami-Dade. We have done different type of partnership through Miami-Dade, so I do have connection in terms of Miami-Dade, Miami-Dade public schools. So those are my experience from subbing, being a teacher intern. I saw that question, being a teacher intern and being a part of the teacher pipeline. We're talking about the FCAT now, right? Is it the fast test now?
Well, we know your age. If you took the FCAT, you somewhere in between your late 30s to late 40s.
Yeah, we don't want to say it. I still tell people 21, so we don't
So,
want to
really,
say
this
too
has
much.
been amazing. Thank you so much for coming on the Can We Talk podcast, our special election edition where we've been interviewing candidates, and giving people the platform to be able to share why people should vote for them. Really, let us know how people can connect with you, how they can volunteer if there's still opportunities, donate if that's still something that they can do. Just let us know how they can connect with you.
Thank you, Janae, and thank you for the opportunity. Keep doing the great work you're doing. So I really appreciate that. Yeah. So my Instagram is Vote Wrendly, VOTEWRENDLY. I do follow back if you decide to follow me. Also Wrendly Mesidor, my first name and my last name. That's my personal Instagram. My website is votewrendly.com. So if you want to volunteer, be able, like, you could connect with me. And my phone number, I always tell people that. That's how you know I'm not a politician. I had my phone number for over 15 years. I use it for campaign. I'm not one of those politicians. I use a different phone number. And then once the campaign is over, I change that phone number. You call me anytime you will get a hold of me. 954-445-4129. 954-445-4129. But it's good to let me know who you are because of all the spam calling nowadays. So we don't know who's calling, but I definitely do answer my phone whenever you call. So my line is always open. If elected, my line will still be open.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We put votewrendly.com on the screen. Thank you so much. All the Wrendly Knights are in. If you're in the chat, give Wrendly some love. Thank you so much for coming on, talking to us live. I know that's not easy. I know you had a long day, but you still
It
thought it
was
was
a long
important to
day.
come connect with us here on High Low News. I appreciate you, Wrendly.
Thank you, Janae. Thank you for the opportunity as well. Thank you.
Of
Thank you,
course.
community as well. Thank you.
Awesome. Look, we don't tell people who to vote for. We just,
No,
present the information to the community so you guys can make the best decision as you go into the voting booth. God bless you, Wrendly, and may the best person win.
thank you so much, Janae. Thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
You too.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Wrendly. Hey, guys, that was a great interview. Thank you so much, Wrendly. We got through some of the connection issues even early on with us, but we're going to push through. And it's really important to me to let the candidates speak to you guys and share their stories so you know who they are as you make your decision. We're coming up on the final days of early voting. The election day is next Tuesday, August 18th, around this time. We'll be knowing some of the election results. They'll be in. So it's 1 week from today. We'll know who will be the winner of these primary races. I see Miguel Skip Quintero backstage. When he's ready for me, he could give me a thumbs up and I'll bring him on. But until, I give him some time to get himself together back there. But yeah, guys, this is what we're doing. I've set an ambitious goal to interview as many candidates as possible. I don't lost count at this point. It's probably somewhere around 20 candidates that I have interviewed in the last 3 weeks. But it has been a labor of love, so much so I lost my voice and I was, out there in the polls getting content and some other things that we're gonna talk about later tonight. We're gonna keep it on the candidates right now, but definitely just it's been a labor of love for me. It's been really important just to be able to allow candidates to have a long form conversation uninterrupted to tell their stories so that people can know who they are. Because sometimes, if you're on like even radio or TV, sometimes they don't give these long form interviews to local candidates. So for me, I'm like, that is a lane that High Low News will stand in and provide for our local candidates and for the community. So Miguel, if you guys are ready to go, give me a thumbs up backstage, and we'll start over with you just so you can have a full clean edit point for your interview. Um, Good interview, Wrendly. I wish you all the best, young man. Aw, that was sweet. Okay. So if you're ready to go, thumbs up. Okay. Well, we bring it back to the stage, Mr. Miguel Skip Quintero. If you were here earlier, we started out with Skip and he had
All
some
right.
tech issues, so he's back, right?
But you don't. Do you hear me?
Yay! Yes, we hear
But I
you.
have one problem. I don't hear you.
Oh no.
I don't get it.
Oh
Oh,
no,
these technical difficulties.
I know we're gonna get it together,
I'm gonna
Miguel.
go to. There's another computer over there, but this is my
Okay.
backyard,
It's beautiful. I was just gonna say, did you
and
go
you
to
can see there's a few
paradise?
people training. Let me go over
Oh,
to Fritz's computer. He can hear you. I'll be right back.
okay. This backyard is beautiful, y'all. Let's just look and see. Miguel, you can teach me how to trapeze. This is a beautiful backyard.
All right. So I'm
Yeah,
back. I'm on Fritz's. Can you turn that down?
can you hear me?
I can hear you now. All of a sudden, when Wrendly came off, it's like all the audio went off. It's all these technical.
Really? Sometimes too, it's live, it's different things affecting stuff. So all good. I'm just glad we're able to get you on. Like you were cooking earlier, the chat was feeling you. So I'm like, we gotta make sure we make this work. So thank you for coming back on.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I came back home. We're here with the Wi-Fi. I'm in the tree house. You get to see the background a little bit with the trapeze in the backyard there. But thank you so much. And Wrendly is a phenomenal candidate. I love that guy, and I think he's going to do well.
I love that. I love seeing candidate love. Like you guys have been so, for the most part, when I see you guys in person, like the support, even like earlier, you were like, I got Wrendly number. Like I'll text it to you. It's like, I love the camaraderie, among certain, candidates. That's been so good to see.
Real good.
Good. So we're gonna start right over because I want you to have a full clean edit point for your interview. So for those, and some people are starting just came back to the or just logged on. So let's just start from the beginning. Miguel, who are you when the cameras aren't rolling? Who are you day to day for people who may not know you?
Thank you. So I am a flying trapeze coach, produced two of the world's greatest flying trapeze artists. Right now they're contracted with Cirque du Soleil. They had no knowledge when they came here. I started their career. I taught them how to fly, started their career. I put them on pro teams that I have contracts with. And they've made their way up to Cirque du Soleil out in Vegas, and another one's on a traveling show. But they're beating out the Chinese, they're beating out the Russians. I mean, these are the best of the best, and that's what we get here in American circus. Is we get some of the best artists around the world, and we're recognized that way. And one girl, she was born here in Miami, Cece Bogle, Italian American, and we have another individual, Ukrainian now American, Artem Harvishkov. He was an Olympic gymnast back in Ukraine, but Cirque wanted to take him on, and they were like, "Go learn a new act." So he came to the flying trapeze, and now he's one of the best that's ever been on that stage.
Wow.
But essentially, that's what I do. I'm a flying trapeze coach.
That's what's up. And I wanted to just update your lower third. So I got that right. Did I spell it correctly? Miguel
Quintero. Thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. And so, Miguel, why are you running for county commission seat 2? Why is this the right time now for you to run?
For me, there is a personal reason why I initially wanted to run. But ultimately, it comes down to I do feel like our leadership is not giving us everything that we want in the community. We don't have the transparency that we want. We don't have the control that we want. Our leadership doesn't come out and meet us when we ask them to come out. Even I'm a part of the different coalitions, and they're called HOAs, the homeowners associations, but they're not. They don't have jurisdiction necessarily. It's where homeowners get together in different areas here on the. I know it's around all of District 2, but here on the west side of I-95, I'm involved in about 3 or 4 of them. And homeowners come together. We meet with the sheriff's deputies and different code enforcement, different departments in Miami-Dade County, and they update us. They tell us what we can expect. And I completely apologize. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh, I got it.
Okay.
So I've been involved with them, and the reason why now is the right time is because we need more control, and we're not getting it because we hear from code enforcement, we hear from the different departments, but it's almost like nothing gets done. Now we're almost encouraged to tattletale on our neighbors, and that's not the solution. You know, I feel like we're just overregulated. And we're overtaxed, and that's part of the whole code enforcement thing. Is the more citations that they can give out, the more money that can come into Miami-Dade County. But that's not the right way to do it. So my point is saying all that is we can do better. There are ways for us to make money, and we don't need to tattletale on our neighbors, creating rift between us. So essentially, that's what it comes down to. And we have a plan in our campaign team to introduce universal basic income. Essentially, it's our plan to make money for every resident of District 2. And the cameras on me, so the transparency aspect of the cameras, that's the most important part, because now it's full access to the community. They can see where I am, who I'm talking to, not necessarily private conversations, but the people still have a right to know who I'm meeting with. So private conversations are important. People have sensitive private matters that they want to talk to the representative with, but people still have a right. And my job is to report roughly what we discussed, and how we're going to solve their needs and give them solutions. But that's what it comes down to. We need more control. We need more transparency, and we need ownership. We need to combat gentrification in our community. We need to talk about if we really are working together, or are we continuously splitting apart? I'm an obviously looking white man. I know I'm technically brown, and we have the biggest brown and black and brown community in District 2. But I do, appearances are appearances. I appear extremely white, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think we need to get beyond that, and we need to start giving solutions to the problems that we are hearing. Affordability, cost of living out here is in Miami has gone up too high, and I don't hear solutions. Where our solution is we are going to own all new development. All new construction in District 2 must be owned by residents of District 2. That's going to help combat gentrification, because who's going to want to leave when they have that gig? And now we have control about what are we going to pay our employees. If we have control about what kind of stores come in into our new development, well, now we have control on what we're going to pay our employees. And for a lot of that, it's going to be our kids or our kids who are going to work right down the street. They don't have to travel across Miami-Dade County. So it helps. I think it will help out with traffic if we have more jobs here in District 2. And there's a great way to bring that in. When we talk about ownership, we're talking about doing it in the private sector, because in the public sector, I do have a solution for the public sector of how we can reduce cost of living immediately. But just to go into, because I know we talked about that before, the technical difficulties, but let me talk about the private sector real quick, which is we need a financial institution that's for community development, and those exist. And the IRS does have multiple programs for those who invest into these banks, and the bank's responsibility is to fund these programs, and the deed holders must be residents of District 2. Now that's a form of universal basic income. That is a way of keeping our community engaged, because now the community is creating its own board, and they're making decisions on what stores are going to go in. Also, when we to bring down the cost of supply, we need more residential units. Well, we're going to have to develop but we don't want that development shoved down our throats. So we're going to control. When I say we, the community is going to have control of the development, how it looks, how many units are going to go up, where it's going to go, because they are the deed holders. So within this financial institution now, you have companies like Walgreens or CVS that are going to be competing or not donating, but investing into this bank for a contract, because they're going to want to put their stores up in our community, and we want them to put their stores up in our community, but we want the most bang for our bucks. So Walgreens might say, okay, we'll invest $1 billion into the community, but we want to be able to have this many stores when you start developing. That's a great conversation to have. This is how you bring real wealth into this community. We are the poorest community. That is unacceptable, and it's not even by a little bit. It is by a lot. Our value here is about $15 billion, where the next highest is around $45 billion. The next highest district, that is about $45 billion. That is a huge shortfall. And I don't hear solutions from our leadership on how we are going to pull ourselves up by our bootstraps. Everybody's saying you got to pull yourselves up by your bootstraps and get out there and do it. Well, these are some of the solutions that we're discussing. And the best part of the cameras is now the community is going to be involved in the debate, and we are going to make decisions every day based on what the community votes and what they want. I know I'm a part of the community, but I'm only one voice. I am your representative. Once we're in office, my job is to report to you, give you options, and you make the decision.
Thank you. And I actually, we see comments and questions from the audience, and so I think this is very interesting because it came up during even just prep for our forum that we did with the Miami Foundation. And not that you have to go into any of your other opponents, but I just like to know, just based off of Andrea's comment, like, why is it important for you you've been attending the forums, you've been, doing press, but why has it been important for you to, do this outreach in the community? What does it mean to you to do this?
Well, it is a great honor. That's Fritz right there. He's one of the senior members. He's going to put a light on me because now it's getting dark. I didn't plan on this. I didn't plan on being a politician. I did it out of a necessity because I am operating my business here, my home-based business, which is 100% legal. It's operating illegally by Miami-Dade County standards. I'm good at talking to people, and I'm good at empathy. I'm good. Remember, I'm a coach. So I have to find solutions for my students. And I've always been a believer, if you can master the small things, the big stuff actually is easier. But the small things is where everybody doubts you. Once you get a big name and you have a reputation, people, you're gonna have fans. So it's easy to speak to the rafters where or to your fans. When you do small things, well, that's a little bit harder because you can get a lot of people that doubt you. So I'm good at this. I'm good at finding solutions, and I'm good at finding where the problems are. And essentially, it's not hard. The problem is we have a lack of communication between the community and our leadership. I solve that by having that camera on me, and people can call in. It's a little bit too bright.
Yeah, he's washing you out. It's a little better right there.
Oh, the perks of going live.
Yeah, that part.
Because I do go out into the community already, and I enjoy that. It's easy for me to reach out, and it's easy for me to constantly be in contact with the community because I can go out in the evenings to the HOA meetings. I've been doing it for the past 2 years. I genuinely enjoy it. I get to meet my neighbors. I've gotten to know them very well. I know we have good support here on the west side of I-95, the west side of the district, because they've seen my face and they know that I get involved. And I ask the leadership hard questions, the ones that do show up. Not everybody does show up. I have nothing against my opponent, either opponents. I'm sure they're fine individuals. I just don't think that they are prepared for what we need in this community. We need to make money. We need the cost of things. If the cost of things are not going to go down, then we need to double, triple the amount of money that we have intake right now. That's the only way that we're going to survive. And the solutions that I'm presenting, it's a talking point to get it started. I do believe that we can get there, but I have to be accessible, and I have to be accessible every day. So imagine the cameras are up, calls are coming in. I can read those calls on the hour on that camera and say, okay, this is from this person. This is their concern. This is how we can fix it. and I can give them answers right then and there. Now the community can always come in, but not everybody can come into the office. How great is it that you can watch it from your phone, from your television? You can call in and say, this is my problem. What are you going to do to fix it? It's my job to fix it, and I believe that I can. So that's and then we already talked about control, but ultimately, and it's ownership. But that's on the private side. From the government side, what we can do is match the homestead exemption that I think everybody kind of feels like it's going to pass, but the renters get no benefit from that. If you're a tenant, it's not written in the law, so homeowners are going to get a reduction in their taxes. But what about those who are renting? They're Americans too. They belong to this community as well. So for them, we have to give immediate rebates. That they have to show that they've been living there for a year, they have their contract, or at least that they have a contract. There is some due process that goes into it. But if you can show that you live in this community and you're paying, you show us your contract, it shows that you're living there. And there are ways of doing this through an FPL bill. I mean, it's not difficult. We need to give you the same benefit that homeowners are getting directly into your pocket. That's something that we can do very fast. I will have to get the approval from the other commissioners, but I don't think that's difficult either, because they know that we have this problem. So if we can give good solutions, and if we can do a pilot program here in District 2, then that's where it's at, and we can get immediate relief. It's 2 to 3 months is my goal. 2 to 3 months of immediate relief the moment that we go into office. Within months of being in office, we'll put the proposal together. We'll put it in front of the other commissioners. And because I'm on camera at all times and I'm winning support from their constituency, I doubt they say that, no, we're not going to allow that. People need relief now. So we have a long-term solution and we have a short-term solution. And I'm excited. I'm excited of what's possible. No politician has ever done this before.
Miguel, you talked about like wanting to have this camera rolling on you for accountability and transparency. Have you thought about what that would cost to be able to keep that amount of like streaming or recording going?
Well, I don't think it costs anything. People go live all the time for YouTube. I know for when I'm out in the community, it'll probably be through different YouTube channels. Like you may be involved, you'd be following me around, you'd be asking me questions. That's the idea. We want podcasters like yourselves. You're part of this community. It's my job to make you rich. It's my job to build your audience. You're the direct voice. I don't care about the Miami Herald. They spin everything anyway. So, and they have so much money. It's like, you know what? You guys can get your information from Janae and her podcast, because I'm not giving you interviews. I'm meeting with Janae. I'm meeting with different constituents who want to be involved in the way that you are in activism with their podcast. It's my job to help you grow your channel. That's what a leader does. That's what a representative does. And people follow commissioners, so that it's going to go up. Plus, I'm a bit of an entertainer, so I mean, why not? It's good fun.
Yeah. So your plan is like partnering with different independent media to record certain things for transparency to keep the cost down. Okay.
I am only interested in media that's in District 2. That you're my boss. I only work for the residents of District 2. I do work for the residents of Miami-Dade County.
I gotta connect you with my boy Munch. He went to Central. I think he lives over there by Central, and that's District 2. Yeah. And just to give the audience context for all of those who are joining us, the seat that Miguel is running for currently, incumbent Marlene Bastion hosts that seat, and so he's running against her. But just to give you guys some context, so you know what area and what seat he's running for. Just switching gears a little bit, Miguel, we talked about this a little bit. Property taxes, insurance, utilities, and overall cost of living are putting pressure on families. What can the county commission realistically do to provide some relief?
In the direct, we have to show the numbers. We have to report to the people what we can pay less. That's for the immediate. It's a little bit harder, but essentially, it's you have to report to the community what the numbers are, and why are the costs so high. We have to have that transparency and that conversation. For the long term, I believe that we can organize ourselves in such a way that we, in District 2, which is, let's say it's about 180,000 of us, we can go into our own insurance as a big conglomerate, as an entity, as a community, we start our own, not a business, but maybe a business, but organization where we can pool our money together and we can lower that cost instead of doing it individually. That's one way. I was a big believer in the Affordable Care Act. So it gets a little bit dicey with the Affordable Care Act and if we were to do it that way. But we have to start introducing different options. It really just comes down to that. What can we do to bring this cost down? I am a big believer that the insurance companies are just taking advantage of us. I know that we've had some major hurricanes in the past, and now we're speaking of home insurance. Not everybody wants to pay it because I know a lot of people who say insurance is a scam. I'd rather just put the money aside separately. It's just conversations that have to be had. I do have insurance on my home. I do believe in it because we are in a hurricane prone area. So it's just wise to have it. But I don't know the entirety of that one. That's something that I have to discuss with the community and see what solutions we bring forward. My thing is I'm finding a way to make everyone money and not a little bit of money, more money. My job is to create jobs. And the way that I see that we create jobs is we need more retail space. We have a bit of a desert here on the west side. I know the city of North Miami Beach, they have a little bit more. Here on the west side of District 2, we don't have enough retail space. And so we don't have enough jobs. We need to create those jobs. But if we are going to develop, we want to make sure that the development is in our image. And again, that's where the community is going to come in and they're going to see multiple different architectural drawings that we'll put together. And we will decide, okay, how are we going to look and feel? Because we also want to bring in the tourists. By bringing the tourists, that's tourist money. There's good money in tourist money. We can pay our employees better. It's all about bringing money into District 2. And then we can combat and we can talk about, okay, how are we going to reduce the cost of insurance? Cost of living, we can do immediately. We already talked about it because a lot of it is in the housing. We're doing immediate rebates when we get in there. It's my job to fight like hell and convince the other commissioners that this has to happen, or we declare a housing emergency with real teeth. Because right now we have one was declared. We can't do anything with it. It's really just a declaration. It's nothing that has real power, but every commissioner should have a little bit more power within their district when it comes to housing affordability or cost of living in general, where it'll make it easier for this community to say, okay, we're going to do this. Now the representative can go forward to say, we don't need everybody's approval. This only pertains to District 2. It's a pilot program. We have a housing crisis with teeth. We're going to move forward with things like this. And one example that I will give you is the junkyards. I'm concerned about the junkyards in that that's a lot of area that we can develop and create a lot of housing there. And what have they given us? To me, there's not a lot of jobs coming out of there. What we get is fires that start up. I believe they're trending 2 a year. That's toxic, carcinogenic fumes that are going into the community. So I don't think any of the commissioners is going to battle me on that one, but when we take that land, and we'll give them their fair market value and stuff like that. But it's a reality that we have to discuss. When we go to develop that land, it's going to be expensive to, one, clean it. There's so many carcinogens and there's so much poison in that dirt. I've been looking at the canals. I haven't tested them, but they don't look like all the other canals. They look like they're polluted, and they look like they're isolated, almost like Miami-Dade County knows they're polluted. These are things that we have to discuss, and District 2 has been taken advantage of for far too long. It's time to have a representative that speaks the truth and says no more. But a housing crisis has to be declared, and one with teeth.
Thank you. Transportation remains a major issue in Miami-Dade County. What improvements would you prioritize for residents who rely on public transportation, and what would you do about traffic and connectivity throughout the district?
Rail is a must. We have to focus on rail. It is expensive, but worth it in the long run. It is the cheapest form of transportation that we have. But we have to start talking about options. With the autonomous vehicles being fully electric, I know the cost is much less. That's something that we can discuss, where Miami-Dade County has already brought in proposals for what's called the last mile, where you get you get the either a jitney, what we used to call it jitney, but you can get a
I
small.
remember the jitney.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think they did it with Uber, or they're doing it with Uber as well, where the Uber would take you to the rail and the rail will take you the bulk of the way. And then you'll get an Uber or a jitney to your final destination. I think that's something that we can focus on more. Plus, I like the dignity of someone being able to have a personal ride. If it's an autonomous electric vehicle, these companies are vying for this, so I know that we can get some immediate low cost, but we got to see what the long term is. We're just in a place where we have so many options, and we need leadership that's going to discuss this with the community, because the community is going to make the final decision. But in my opinion, rail is a must. I've disagreed a lot with some of the leadership, but when they push rail, I can't disagree with them. We need that public option for transportation. Transportation is a must for a booming economy. It's a must for any economy to survive. People have to be able to get around. I would like our district to get around with a little bit of luxury without the high cost. So we'll see if we can bring that forward.
Thank you, Miguel. My next question is, what would you do to make county government more accessible to small and locally owned businesses?
Well, I do believe heavily, obviously, in home-based businesses. I think that's the best way for anyone to start a business, so they can build their clientele, and see if that's the business that they want to go into. When you invest into a small business as a individual, I know I've had multiple businesses, from restaurants to car dealership to paint bodies. I've done a little bit of everything. My hands aren't dirty for nothing. I was working on my truck today. You have to see if that's a business that you want to get into. I didn't want the restaurant business anymore. It was awful for me. I didn't want the car dealership anymore. It was a terrible experience. I didn't want to paint cars for the rest of my life. I enjoyed it, but didn't want to do it. I love my entertainment platform and my backyard business. My cost is minimal. My neighbors are happy with it. I made sure that they knew what was coming in. I wanted to get their approval before I invested into this home, and we were able to get it, and they've been happy. But home-based businesses are a great solution and something that we should be pushing. If you're not a nuisance to your neighbors, then it's really nobody else's business. So think of childcare. If you have a next door neighbor that you love, you get along with them, and they need a job, and you have a 2-year-old, or you have a 1-year-old, a 3-year-old, whatever it is, why pay someone else when you can pay them, and the cost is much less because their overhead is really not that much more. Now, if it's going to be a stranger, they should put up cameras when the children are in their homes. Put up cameras so that parents can always see where their child is, what they're doing. You want to keep them within a certain area, but we need to promote entrepreneurship, and that's one way to do it. Is to push home-based businesses and allow for these things. Again, if you're not a nuisance to your neighbors, then why shouldn't you do these things? Miami-Dade County currently right now, they talk a big game saying that they're protecting small businesses, but they're not. They've never protected my business. In fact, they put a lien on my house, and they told me that I'm operating illegally. And it's wrong, because the law says that I am allowed to do it. And before we got cut off, what I was saying about code enforcement, so what they do is, remember, the Florida Constitution and the United States Constitution guarantees life, liberty, and property. Yet in Miami-Dade County, when you have a property dispute with the government, so with the county, code enforcement gives you a citation, they put you into a kangaroo court, you look up the definition of a kangaroo court. This is a true kangaroo court. Your trial judge is not a real judge. It's not even an attorney. They don't have a law degree. They don't want to hear anything about the law. In my instance, I had an orchid hobbyist who's been in the position for 30 years. And I suspect why, because his boss, who hires and fires him, is one of the county attorneys who's litigating against homeowners. How is that due process? So these things have to be revealed. There's so much that's kept from us. And for most of us, we're just so tired from working, trying to get by. We don't have time to look up these things. Well, I did. I spent the past 5 years that I've been in this big feud with my government, who should be helping me. They tout that they help small businesses, and yet they've done nothing for me except tell me that I can't have it. This is my lifestyle. This is my art. And I was happy not being a politician. But if you're going to take away my lifestyle, then I'm coming for you. and I'm going to bring an army with me, which is why I'm giving the constituents everything they've ever dreamed of, because that's the only way that we're ever going to get ahead. We have to start working together between the different areas, the east side of District 2, the west side of District 2, the different cultures. You know, we come in many, even though we are the blackest and the brownest community in all of Miami-Dade County, we come in many different sizes and colors and cultures. You know, and when we work together as a community, then nobody's ever going to stop us. Because even if somebody tries to sue us for our programs, which is inevitable, judges are going to see that many of the people in the jury are kind of with us from the very beginning, and judges are going to be with us from the very beginning. We've studied cases, so I'll mention the Kelo case. It's a United States Supreme Court case that allows us to do the things that I'm talking about doing. So good luck to anybody who's going to try to stop us, because the force that's coming with us, I'm giving people everything. The power is not mine. I'm here to represent and fight like hell. The power is the community, and we can listen to the community every day. That's the power of the cameras. This is why I have to be on camera. It puts all control and into the community's hands, and that's never been done before. And it's mind-boggling to me why has this never been done? This is such an easy way to win elections and to build your brand and move up and eventually run for higher office. Why is nobody doing it? Because it's designed that way. Developers, lobbyists, special interests, they're buying politicians. We regular folks, we can't afford to buy politicians. That changes with me, with this candidacy, with this team that I've put together, with this community. And we're going to do things that the country's going to be looking and saying, wow, is that really happening? And now, once the cameras are on me, and it's all voluntary, I do it voluntarily. But once that precedent is set, local governments are going to across this country will change, because you're going to have doctors, mechanics, plumbers, teachers, regular folks who've never thought that they would be politicians. They're going to say, you know what, we need to make a change. Vote for me. I'm going to do what Skip does down in Miami. Let's put cameras on politicians. It'll change everything.
That part. If elected, what is one issue or project affecting District 2 that you would want residents to be able to point to 4 years from now and say, this changed because Miguel Skip Quintero was elected commissioner?
Oh, wealth. We're going to be rich. That's my number one goal. My goal is to make every resident in District 2 rich, not just getting by. No, I'm talking about rich. I believe that our program, because it's not my campaign, I'm the face of it in the name of it, but there's a lot of people behind us. So our program is designed to make everyone rich. I'm done being poor. I was telling my wife the other day, I have a 20-year-old truck. I'm so done having to fix this truck. Yeah, I can do it. I know what I'm doing, but I'm tired. I'm tired of just not being able to go out and buy a brand new truck. That changes. Every resident in District 2 will see wealth. That's it.
You're gonna have everybody moving in a District 2 if you get elected trying to get rich.
Well, they can move in, but they don't get to be owners until they that's part of the program. You have to have a certain amount of time here in District 2. Prove to us. You have to earn it. Prove to us that you want to be a part of this program. If you want to buy into because we're going to develop, and we'll sell off a lot of those units to help pay back those loans. We have seed money coming in from competing businesses that want to set up shop here, and we like franchises. Great, it's creating jobs, but we want our entrepreneurs to be able to so important. If you have your clientele, let's say you have a barbershop, why can't you cut hair at home? I don't understand that. That's never made sense to me. Why can't you do nails at home? It's like with the trapeze. It's a very dangerous activity. But again, I'm one of the best in the world at doing it. You just don't do it because you're going to get sued or somebody can really get hurt. We have a harness system. I know what I'm doing here. But why are we not promoting these things? You build up your clientele. If you feel like you got something and you live in this community, let's get you in there. And now we get to decide what the cost of rent is, or maybe we'll partner up with you. But again, because we're not doing it from the government side, my job is to facilitate, organize, exchange land that's not being used properly, like those junkyards, back into the community. That's my job. That's what I can do on government. The community is going to be on the private sector. because that way nobody could ever take it away from them. And nobody's going to want to move out of here when they see the possibilities of what can come from this program, because it doesn't just end at ownership and deciding what the rent's going to be, deciding what you're going to pay your employees. You can also go and work there as well and be one of the employees. We all need general managers, but again, it's keeping the work within and the opportunities within this community first. And I do want to see it from seniority, because we have a lot of our constituents who lived through segregation. They lived through the civil rights, and America still, capitalism is still not working for them. It is upon us, at least my generation, to make sure that the previous generation, before they pass away, they feel like they've owned a piece of America and they feel like they're Americans. It's time that we call it what it is. The Black community has not had they've been told to pull themselves up by their bootstraps, yet we've tied their hands behind their back in this country. There are still red lines. Banks are not loaning, and that control has to be brought back into us. And we're going to do what 1921 Tulsa, Oklahoma did in Greenwood County. We're going to recreate Black Wall Street, and we're going to invest into ourselves. And I believe that Black communities across this country are going to invest into us. And that's where our prosperity is going to come. My job is to bring that money in, to bring in the opportunity. Now, I don't get to make the decision. I'll represent the decision. The decision is made by the community. If you like what you hear, let's keep that conversation going, and let's show the path of how we're going to get there.
Yeah. All right, now, Skip. Why should District 2 residents vote for you over the other candidates in this race? What separates you from your opponents? And this is your spiel to tell them why they should vote for you.
I'm going to make you rich. Ultimately, that's what it comes down to. We all vote with our wallets. Why are we lying? It's time to stop lying. It's time to have leadership that's going to be transparent and relinquish control. I don't know what it is about the egos of people when they get into office, but it's time that we take a humble pill as political leaders and elected officials, and we relinquish control back into the community the way it's supposed to be. That's the way the system was designed. And it's time to make money. It's time to see our community, this Black and brown community, predominantly Black community, thrive. And let's be honest, no more lies. And let's show the world. Let's show the world what happens when we work together.
Wow. Thank you, Miguel. Skip Quintero. Look, because if they missed the first part before we had our tech difficulties, I just like, especially to we're hyper local news, Hilo News. You were talking about your connection to Central and Carroll City and Opelika. So just give people a little bit of that background that you told us earlier, so they could, feel the connection to you.
Yeah, my mom still lives in Carroll City. Well, I still call it Carroll City. I know it's Miami Gardens now, off of 27th and 171. Yeah. My dad's a chief. My dad actually went to Carroll City High, but my mom's a Rocket. She went to Miami Central back in the 70s. And then they put me in Dade Christian School at 4 years old. My mom works there. She's still working there. She's been there for 40 years. So I went there for 14 years.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of, it's kind of still, it's not quite Miami. It's technically like Hialeah, but it's right there on the outskirts of Carroll City or Miami Gardens. I think it stops at 57 Miami Gardens, and then Dade Christian School is on 67. And I mean, it was a good experience, but I would have preferred public school. There was way more opportunity in public school. I was a wrestler. I was a pole vaulter. I did all kinds of sports, and I felt like I could have done better. There was more competition, and there was better competition, my opinion, in public school. And I've had a lot of friends that they made the transition in the 90s, in the mid 90s, when I was starting high school. They made the transition to public school because they saw the benefits. And we have to make sure. This is why I love Wrendly. And I do want to do a shout out to Broadway. Broadway's been here at my house. We've discussed this. A lot of these ideas are Broadway's ideas, by the way. He was instrumental in talking about Black Wall Street and our financial institutions and in the history there. Broadway is exceptional. I'm a big fan. So Broadway will be involved 100% once we're in office and we're doing these things. And I'm hoping that he can do it from his elected position as well. He's just outside my district, so I can't vote for him, but I definitely shout him out as much as possible.
That's what's up.
Yeah, Broadway's awesome.
Miguel, this has been amazing. First of all, you're not a friend of the show. You got to come back. You know what? And this is not that it's about race or ethnicity or anything, but you are the first Hispanic, Latinx, non-Black candidate that saw the value in high low news, and not saying that others didn't reach out. We just couldn't get the schedule, but you're the first one who actually made it on the screen. And so I just want to give you your kudos for that, for coming on. And we connected, like I said, from the Miami Foundation Forum, and your team reached out. I was like, hey, we saw what you're doing, this is kind of cool. So I was like, yes, tell Skip to come over here. So I just want to say thank you for supporting Black owned, local owned, woman owned media. Just give you your kudos. And like we said earlier, you're the only county commission candidate for a seat 2 that has been doing press and forums and just getting out there and telling your story. So again, kudos to you for wanting to make that connection with the community. Also, like before you go, let people know like your website, your social media, how they can connect with you, if they can still donate or volunteer. Like let them know all the things where they can connect with you, Miguel.
Yep. So the last night, we just heard from our CPA. The last night to donate, I believe, is Saturday night. Sunday's the last day of voting for early voting. Then Tuesday we go in. So maybe it's Sunday night. I apologize. Sunday night is our last night to accept donations. Miguel Quintero.com. So it's pretty simple. Is the campaign website, and then we have Anadot. I don't control any money at all. I made that very clear with my campaign manager and the CPA. I was like, you guys control all the money. I don't want anything to do with that. My job is to represent, to meet the people, go out there door-to-door knocking and all that stuff. But I know we're punch number 136. And if you find it in your heart the campaigns are not cheap. Materials cost money. And I can't wait to be on your show again in the future. And I'm very happy. Thank you.
Look, Skip, I want to come to the trapeze backyard. I want
anytime. Let's see if you can see it.
I know. Look, we still got the view from here because
it's beautiful. Yes, and it's an incredible. And that's the other thing. It's like we're the only flying trapeze school in all of Broward County, Miami-Dade County, Monroe County, and we create careers. So it's alternative education, and we need to be promoting these things. I have students making a living, with this, and it doesn't take that long. It usually, it's kind of like going to college, but this one you can do anywhere between 1 year and 3 years. But if it's something that you want to do, you're an acrobat, because we have so many phenomenal athletes in District 2. One of probably the greatest football team in the entire country is right here with the Rockets. We need to offer options. But anyway, yeah. I can go on forever about that.
No, we definitely got to do just a special trapeze episode, because I just think that would be cool to see some things and be there in person. So, we got, you got my phone number. We definitely going to link again. Look, the chat is loving you. Look, Tony Terry, one of our keepers, one of our huge supporters. He's like, Skip, there it is.
I love that.
I love it. Skip gets
thank
the
you so
torch.
much.
Yes, thank you so much. We put your website there on the screen just for people who want to connect with you. Skip, Miguel Skip Quintero, guys, is running for County Commission seat 2. If you live in the district, know someone, tell them about this interview so they can learn more about Skip. And just thank you again for coming on the show. I appreciate it. Like we said earlier, we don't tell people who to vote for. We present the candidates' information so that you can make the best decision for yourself and your family. God bless you on your race, Miguel, and may the best person win it. Again, thank you for coming on High Low News, and thank you for now being a friend of the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good night. That nice backyard. Good night. Man, Skip was a blast. I probably, the insurance stuff, I probably can't do the trapeze, but I want to go see it. The backyard is beautiful. I can see it here on the screen. I'm like, oh, where he at? I thought he went to like a restaurant at first or something, because the backyard was so beautiful. But again, thank you to Wrendly. Thank you to Miguel Skip Quintero for coming on High Low News as they get into this last stretch of campaigning and still reaching voters. And actually, I know we have some District 2 residents that watch High Low News. So, he's talking to you guys uninterrupted, long form conversations. This is what's best about High Low News. Broadway, I don't know if you were sitting there watching or not. I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to get on him, Mr. Broadway, if you still watching. Let me text him. We are ready for you. I know he was out campaigning and stuff as well. Wish you all the best, Miguel. Beautiful backyard. Yes, his backyard was real nice. Real nice. We ready for you. Let me see what he says. Y'all, I don't know what My stomach. This is the Lord's work I'm doing for y'all because I don't know if y'all can hear it, but it's a rumble in the jungle right now. I can't believe my stomach is cutting up. I have y'all I can hear it. Can y'all hear my stomach? It's growling like a tiger. It's like roar, roar. Vroom, vroom, like a dungeon dragon. Vroom, vroom, like a dungeon dragon. Um, Mr. Broadway, use the link. Seniors, let me just get this to Mr. Broadway. Here's the link. Log in link. Let me get Mr. Broadway on here. Let's see if he's coming on. I know he was in the chat watching earlier. Y'all, I appreciate it. There was actually 2 judicial candidates that wanted to come on the show and we couldn't dance to the drummer's beat. Not Nikki with the Dungeon Dragon. Yes, that's what my stomach is doing. Look, there were 2 other candidates. I think her name was Destiny. Oh my gosh, and I wish I could remember the other judicial candidate. She was pregnant. If you're at the polls and you see a Latinx woman who's preggo, they both wanted to come on the show, but I know with early voting and everything, they couldn't make it work. So our Latinx, our Hispanic brothers and sisters are catching on the high-low news. Look, we always said this is for the entire community, okay? Black and brown millennials, for the community at large, and I'm just loving how this election season has introduced us to so many different audience. Mr. Broadway, I kind of see you backstage. Are you at Miguel's house? Because that's what it's looking like. Let me bring you on. Are you, Mr. Broadway, where you at? It's dark. I can't see you. You Mr. Broadway, we're gonna nah, I don't do car interviews. We can't, especially at night. I can't see you. I can't. Can you hear me, Mr. Broadway? I cannot. I can't hear you, bro, and I hear echo. Where you at? Nomi Village? I'm loving the live on location candidates tonight. Y'all moving around. Are you at Skip House or no? Wait. I can't hear. I'm gonna have to let's see if this helps. Mr. Broadway, give me a test in 1, 2. Oh, it don't disappear. Yeah, I'm down with Skip too. Can y'all imagine me trapezing through the thing? Well, while we wait for Mr. Broadway to get his tech together, y'all, did y'all see me have a whole social media beef this weekend? I said, you know what? I'm actually rescheduling. I voted. We're gonna do it for the general election. I ain't doing no more events or nothing like that, unless somebody paying me, right? But it's just been so much. This has been such a crazy, nasty, toxic election season. There was a nasty text that went out about Sharon Jones today that kind of infuriated me and made me want to cry. Like it was yeah. And so, of course, I'm not gonna tell y'all, so don't even ask me. But um, it was not good, and it's just the nastiness of it all, and also too people like the person, I ain't even gonna give her no tea. Y'all could go to my personal Facebook page if y'all want to know who I'm talking about, but not gonna give her my platform since she think I'm using her for views. But it's just people like that who are turning I ain't even saying who I'm personally supporting, and they're turning anything that's not pro whoever their candidate. If you're being critical of them in any way, if you're calling out just their BS or just stuff that's not true, it's like, oh, you must be a part of this or you must be XYZ. And it just got real nasty. And I'll tell y'all the tea after Mr. Broadway interview. Mr. Broadway, let's make sure we got you. Hey.
Hi,
Hey
how you
there.
feeling today?
Give me a testimony. Yes, we got now turn that camera sideways so we can get you full screen.
Okay.
Because we got 2 bars. Yeah. Let's see if we turn it. Oh, it don't turn you. It don't turn you. Never mind. It just put it back to how you had it.
I tried.
Just put it back because
I
now
did
you
like Skip
sideways.
did. I tried.
You did. Yeah, it's cool. Look, Mr. Broadway, thank you for joining us this evening. Where are you? Are you canvassing right now?
Always canvassing. Because at the end of the day,
Yes.
I don't want to miss one vote. Because that might be just the one
Yes, it might be. Look, but you holding it. You gonna be able to do the interview like this? I'm just concerned about your comfort.
No,
You gonna be
this what I
okay?
do for my community. Yes, I
Yes.
will.
Well, you know what? We'll do a hybrid interview for you because I know you out there in the community. Look, tell them real quick for people who may not know you, introduce yourself to the community. Tell them who you are.
I am Broadway Harewood, owner of the 305 Hip Hop Museum. I've been serving my community far back as I can remember.
That's what's up. And tell them because you have a special connection to that 18th Avenue. Tell them about, the properties and the development that you've been doing over there.
Well, I've been uh, trying to redevelop my community since 1987. And that's how me and Skip really hit it off because, when you meet somebody and they telling you they got the same problem you got, it's an automatic connection like, oh, the county doing that to you too? Oh man, we need to sit down and talk. Where you at? I'm finna put on you to see if it's really real. Cause you know how I do. I'll pull up on somebody.
Yes, you will. Look, Mr. Broadway, why are you running for state rep District 109?
I'm running because I'm tired of the same old, same old. The people that's been lying to us for so long. I took kids to Tallahassee back in 2012. You can see it on my Facebook page so they could see somebody that looked like them in a high position. Only to find out they was gonna lie to the kids and didn't do nothing what they said. They took the money and gave it to Lonzo Mourning and then decided to say, okay, I'll get back in off. And I said, no, you won't. And he ain't
Not
get
another
back in
per
there yet.
Well, you the second person that don't came on the podcast that I'm a host that talk about Alonzo Mourning. So
I mean, he was
interesting.
good playing basketball, but you know what I'm saying? That's like me saying, I could be a great skydiver. That's not me. You know, everybody need to stay in their lane. That make our community a great place to be. Don't matter your color, your nationality, or your size. Just stay in your lane and stop stealing from the people.
Wait, what? I mean, we see the work that Alonzo Mourning has done in the community, and I think that expands your district. So, is there something you want to tell us from your experience? Because we just see what we see with the Alonzo Mourning charities and the things that he's doing for children in Overtown.
Well, I'm gonna let Luke explain that part to you, because at the end of the day, the kids was told he was gonna do A, B, and C, and as soon as he got the bag, he did Z.
Okay, Mr. Broadway. Okay. You and Luke
I got the
is light
receipts.
and
You
long.
know I keep
You and
receipts.
Luke is lighting Lonzo up.
No, it's not lighting him up. It's like he's a great person overall. Don't get it twisted because business, and I love you, and I'ma still love you. But when it comes to taking care of business, and you don't take care of business, I'ma check you on that. Just like you should check me if I'm not doing the right thing. Don't send me to Tallahassee, and if I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, check me so I can get it right. I'm human.
Mhm. Thank you, Mr. Broadway, for sharing your view on things. Just switching gears a little bit. You're running as a Democrat for this seat. Can you name one thing you would say your party gets wrong on an issue that you care about?
I feel my party is wrong because they don't support the people who support them. Too many times we just saying we only bloating because they're Democrat, but at the end of the day, if the Democrat ain't doing nothing for you, you know what I'm saying? Let's be honest with each other. Hey, why should I keep on supporting somebody that's not supporting me?
Hmm. And I like this question from, we take our questions live from the audience. Tanisha Simpkins, hey girl, hey. What are you wanting to do in office? Can you name three different things you do if elected?
When I'm elected, the first thing I'm gonna do is make sure I hear from the people, because they got big ears. I want to know exactly what they want. My priority may not be their priority, but since I work for them, I got to do what they say. My main thing is to make sure they get jobs that pay so our community could stay the way it is. Because at the end of the day, the people who built this should not have to leave this.
Hmm. Thank you. And so, we like to educate people here on High Low News. In your words, what is the role of a Florida state rep? What is the job of a state representative?
A role of state representative is basically to listen to the laws, speak on the flow, make sure things go right for their constituents. And then also, when they run into problems, come to my office and I was supposed to navigate them through those problems so they could no longer have that problem. That's my job, that's my role, and I plan on doing it to the fullest.
Thank you. And housing affordability is a top concern in the district. Name one specific bill or mechanism you push, and how does it get paid for?
Well, it doesn't get paid for like most people think it is. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in a different time and age when we saw, I'm just a bill sitting here on Capitol Hill, so we learned all this stuff when we was kids. And I'm not just saying my age, but it is what it is. For so
You mentioned
long,
the
I stepped.
Schoolhouse Rock, and I'm saying my age because I know what you talk about.
But we see when you learn all that stuff at an early age, you get to understand. A lot of people miss that or don't understand that, so they don't know how it go. I done been to Tallahassee on numerous occasions, like when they was trying to shut down all the inner city schools. Cynthia Stafford was our state senator at that time. Got up there, made her work what they was trying to do. Guess what? It did not pass. Inner city schools, Central, Jackson, all of them didn't get closed down. So I'm not a stranger to going to Tallahassee. I was just in Tallahassee just a week prior to me running for office. Got a bill put on the floor as 1112 because people that do labor work should not get taxed twice. They're already doing the work. So why should they get taxed because somebody want to make them full-time? I did not agree with that. And they told me, oh, well, you got to become a lobbyist. I'm like, hold on, wait a minute. I'm not finna become no lobbyist for that. My job is to make it right for people. And I turned around and came back to Tallahassee, filled out the paperwork, and now I'm in the race. So I could do what I think is best for our community because it's not my community. I've been serving our community far back as I know. And I got the receipts to prove it.
That's what's up. Thank you for breaking that down. Public education continues to be one of Florida's most debated issues. What are your views on public school funding, charter schools, school choice, teacher shortages, and student achievement?
Wow. Everybody should have a right to send their kid where they want them to go. I'm not telling nobody you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this here. And that's one of the biggest problems we have. Everybody want to force somebody, but they didn't force to keep them in the projects. They moved everybody out so they could do what they're doing today. Even in school I graduated, Miami-Dade. Now they got a private school inside there. They say, oh, bro, well, you must have something to do with that. Every time you answer your phone, you say success. Now the school going inside their name success. I say, nope, I ain't got nothing to do with that, and I don't agree with that.
Wow. You know what? I didn't know that was the name of the school going into Jackson. Wow. Thanks for sharing that with me. The district includes communities that rely on good paying jobs, economic development, and support for small businesses. What policies would you champion to grow the economy, create jobs, and help entrepreneurs and small businesses owners succeed?
Make things feasible and cut all the red tape. There's a bunch of people with a bunch of great ideas, but at the end of the day, if you're not part of the inside circle, your idea or your plan will never be heard. Because guess what? They didn't get a kickback off of it.
Broadway. You a true. They
No,
got
I
a
mean,
kickback.
I'm not telling that nobody out here don't already know. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people go to Tallahassee to do the right thing. And they go to all these other jobs to do the right thing. But when you take all that money, guess what? You owe that person a favor. And that favor ends up hurting our community. And now here they is drinking themselves to sleep because they didn't agree with what they had to do. But once you take the money, you got to do what they say do.
South Florida continues to face unique challenges related to transportation, infrastructure, flooding, and climate resilience. What role should the Florida legislator play in addressing these issues, and how would you advocate for District 109?
I would definitely advocate for my community like I've been doing my entire life. I will make sure I hit both sides of the table, which I've been on both sides of the table. Get all the facts before I do anything. Once I got the facts, then I could do the best thing for my community. A lot of people say, oh, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that. No, no, no. I need all the facts. Once I got all the facts and all the moving parts, then I could figure out what part I could bring back home to Miami. Or should I say the 305, for real.
Part. And you know what I love about you, Broadway, ever since I met you, like you're so authentically Miami, like, and I love that, like about you. Like it feels so authentic and so real and so nostalgic. So, I love that having like the idea of like if you're elected, we have that type of representation in Tallahassee. I have another question from the audience, Tanisha Simpkins. Do you think your approach of transparency talk is effective to all?
It hurts you when you are part of the establishment. See, that don't work. It works for everybody else that's looking for change. But the establishment, that's gonna hurt me. I know that, because it has before. But it's okay. I'm willing to continue to do what I've been doing for my family and my community from day one. I'm not changing. That's too much work.
That's what's up. Florida has seen several major property insurance reforms. Do you believe they've gone far enough, or is more action needed?
They should have been put a cap on it. Not just talk about it, because at the end of the day, the 1% don't need no more percent to kill the other man. Come on. At some point, you know what I'm saying? We're never going to be able to get out of the hole that they digging for us. You keep tripling the people's insurance. How did that even make sense? Somebody done had insurance on their house for 40 years. The first claim they do, you cancel them. But it was okay for you to get their money for 40 years? No, it will be a cap as soon as I get there. Cap, and then now let's talk about how we can fix it.
And you mentioned this earlier a little bit, Broadway, about like working on the other side of the table. Tallahassee is Republican in control. As a Democrat from this district, what's your plan to get legislation passed?
To talk to the other side. It's not like I'm new to it. I was in the same hotel with Rick Scott when he got elected. It ain't nothing to brag about, but hey, if you're not there, then guess what? You get ran over. As a businessman, you need to be able to see both sides of the table so you know what you could bring home.
That's what's up. Thank you for, sharing that side. And you're right. It takes, being able to reach on the other side of the aisle to be effective. And, another part that, we hear about state representatives is like the appropriations and the money that they bring back to the district. Do you have a plan for working with Republicans to bring money back to your district?
I'm already in contact with some of them. Once that day happens, it won't be like, oh, who you is? No. I already reached out to y'all office. I already reached out to the speaker. So at the end of the day, I'm already engaged because I know it's going to be an uphill battle, but I'm built for it, and I'm already engaged. Just like Skip said, I came to his house. I will pull up on you. He do have a beautiful yard. I've seen it firsthand.
Yes. And you definitely, I am a testament to that. Like you pulling up, the night I met you, we pulled up and ran into Piccolo, rapper Piccolo on your street, your Broadway Avenue. So you definitely know for pulling up on somebody. That's not going to be something you're going to shy away from.
I shouldn't, because at the end of the day, it does not matter what nationality or what color you is if we're going to solve a problem. If you're going to be in a box, you can't figure out where you're going at. I need to be outside the box so I can read the label so I know it's where we're going.
What's one specific need to your district? Excuse me. What's one need specific to your district that doesn't get talked about enough on the state level?
I think what they do not talk about enough is about mental illness. We got jails that's been closed, a lot of things that been going. They just starting to scrape this, just barely look at it for a second, which should have been done almost 20 years ago, and we wouldn't be in the problem we in now. All I can see is they constantly creating people with more mental problems with the way they're getting treated. Mental illness is real. And a lot of people don't understand it until you be out here in these streets and you see a child with tape on his shoes and you say, why you got tape on your shoes? Oh, so my uncle don't steal them.
Mm. Wow.
No child should have to live like that.
At all. If we invite you back 1 year after you're elected, what promise or commitment should we hold you accountable for?
You can hold me to listening to my people and fighting to the death for my people. Everybody in District 109 deserves a better. And the only way they're gonna get better is to put the right person in office. And even if, God forbid, he want somebody else to be there, because at the end of the day, God got the last word. I'm still gonna
Amen.
call that person, whoever do get it, and say, listen, this is what needed. And if you need any help, I will assist you in any way I can, because I've never been a sore loser. That's why I was the captain of the wrestling team at Miami-Dade.
All right now. Jackson Generals. Broadway, this has been amazing. I love how straight to the point you are. And you're probably one of the few candidates that I actually got through all the questions with. So I appreciate this. Tell us in 1 minute why the people in your district should trust you with their vote.
Because I already got money, I ain't gonna go steal nothing.
Straight like that. Just straight like that, Mr. Broadway.
It's a proven fact. I mean, you look at the people, you know what I'm saying? Just numbers don't lie, just people. Numbers don't lie, just people.
We actually have one last question. Thank you, Tanisha, for these great questions tonight. Every city has a 1-year plan. Where do you see the district in 10 years?
If Skip get where he going at, Luke get where he going at, man, I see us being the world conversation. In 10 years, we will be out of debt. Our community will be better than it has ever been. Because you got to have the right pieces. And you got to be willing to work with the people. And I'm willing to work with whoever it is that's going to make it better for us. Because it's never been about me. It has always been about my community.
That's right. Thank you so much, Mr. Broadway. This has been dope talking to you. I love your energy as always. I'm so glad we were able to make this work. Thank you for talking to me while you out there meeting constituents. Look, before we let you go, how can people connect with you? If you have your website, your social media, let them know how they could volunteer, donate, support you in this last stretch before the primary election next Tuesday.
My IG is Broadway Harewood Campaign 109. Facebook, Broadway Harewood. And I'm looking for volunteers. Because I don't want to have to, you know what I'm saying, pull out any more of my own money. Because when you look at this here, like I was told, do you know your chief of staff are almost double what you make? I say, what that's got to do with me? Well, why would you want to be there? I say, because I'm going to do a job. If that person do their job, it's obvious they must need that money. That's why they put themselves in position for that job. So if your salary doubles my salary as my chief of staff, as long as you're doing the job, that's all that matters to me. I can't be no pocket watcher.
And like you said, you already got money, so you ain't going up there for that. Mr. Broadway, this has been amazing. I know you out there. We got this sweet and straight to the point, and I appreciate you, everybody. Look, he's running it for state representative, District 109. Like we said, we don't tell people who to vote for. We present the candidates and their stories to you so you can make the best decision for yourself and your family. God bless you on your run, Mr. Broadway, and may the best person win. And thank you for always supporting Black-owned, local, independent media here in South Florida. Thank you.
Punch 107.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I love it, Mr. Broadway. Straight up, love his vibes. Yeah, people loving your vibes in the chat. Thank you, Mr. Broadway. You be safe out there, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a good night. Thank you for coming on Hello News.
Y'all be blessed. And thank everybody for chiming in and sharing is caring. If you don't have no money to donate to her, you can share this video. You can share this live. That don't cost you nothing. So stop playing with me and let's do the right thing for each other.
Come on now, Mr. Broadway. I'm going to clip that. I'm clipping that. Thank you, Mr. Broadway. You have a good night. God bless you. Hey, Broadway, I love him. That's why I was like, I'm texting him. Look, I haven't texted nobody to come on my show. If you ain't make it, you just ain't make it. Broadway, hey, you coming on? I need you to come on my show. I need you to come on the show, Mr. Broadway. He's so Miami. He's so 305, but a very genuine guy. I think you know what? I'm gonna tell the story about Mr. Broadway. How we had met each other in passing before, but we really connected. Was it the city of Miami mayoral candidate forum that I co-hosted with Dwight Bullard, and it was in Overtown, and there was a guy who y'all remember the guy who I posted who was running for city of Miami, and he was dancing and he was in my DMs going off on me. Now we cool, Bodre. But at the time, I didn't know what Bodre was on. He came to the event, he walked around, he was looking crazy. Broadway say, I'm walking you to your car. He's like, you ain't got to worry about that. He's like, I'll walk you to your car and you're going to be good. And me and Mr. Broadway been good ever since. And it's just that it's certain, it's men of a certain age that just have that certain, like, you know, uh gentlemen, you know, respect for women. It's like, nah, we gonna make sure you safe. It's very much that old school Miami man thing. Like, I love it. I love it when, especially the men of a certain age, when they put your arms around you, they adopt you. They like, come on, little sis. I'm walking you to your car. Let me make sure you good. Maybe let me make sure ain't nobody finna mess with you. Not with me around. And you definitely do feel that safe and that love and that connection and that community. And Mr. Broadway, you know, wrapped his arms around me, made sure I got to my car safe, made sure homeboy wasn't lurking out there. And now, you know, all of us are good. Shout out to Bodre. But you know, it's just things like that that just goes to show like people's character. So again, thank you, Broadway, for coming on the show and for everything that you do in the community. Uh hold up. My phone be blowing up, child. So y'all, we have, you know, on Thursday, I get into the tea of what happened with Miss Thang. We have our last candidate interviews coming up on Thursday with Katrina Wilson running for school board. We have the school board girls came over here. They came over here to Hello News. I appreciate the school board candidates. They like our audience and we like them. So Katrina Wilson, who's running for Miami-Dade County School Board District 1. And then we have Earbor Igodaro, former Miami Gardens councilman, also to Katrina Wilson, former Miami Gardens council woman, and he's running for Miami-Dade County School Board too. So we're going to have Katrina Wilson interview and Earbor Igodaro interview, and that's going to be a good show. And then we'll get into some hot topics after the fact. But y'all, I gotta go lay it down. I wanted to key with y'all, and the show ran a little bit long because of the tech issues, but I'm just so glad too that we were able to give the candidates time to cook, to share their platform, share their views and what they want to see for the future of the offices that they're running for. And I'm so thankful for y'all for Tuesday night, for the people who've been rocking with us for the last 3 weeks doing this special edition show where we've been making it about the candidates and allowing them to have a platform. To share their story. And also too, I just want to just say publicly, thank you to everybody who supports Hello News. Oh, thank you, friend. Thank you to everybody who put their arms around me this weekend. I was another person, but I think my frequency is off. I haven't been able to work out as much. Me and my best friend always talk about the food that we eat. I haven't been eating like as healthy as I want to. So I definitely been more irritable. And that's why somebody like that dragon face woman man could get to me, right? And so I just want to thank y'all for putting your arms around me, for texting me, to the people at the polls who were coming up to me and just saying, Janae, it ain't worth it. You know, we get it, but it ain't worth it, right? Shout out to Daryl. I love you. You had me out there. Even shout out to mommy. I gotta tell you who had my back Oh, I can't remember his name, mommy. Light skinned man. I'm gonna have to tell you offline, but he was right there when the police came. He was making sure that nothing happened or whatever. Shout out to the police too, who was real cool. So y'all make sure y'all come back next week to figure out, well, how Janae had the police and the poll workers and the this and what happened. But y'all, some of y'all saw my social media posts. But also too, and I made a post that said I can't be anything other than I am. As somebody who has experienced like real abuse, who's experienced bullying, who's experienced people disrespecting her and not having a voice, not feeling like she could stand up for herself. I just have a very short fuse at this big grown age where and to me, I'm smart enough. Ain't nobody, if you ain't hurting my babies, my niece, my nephews, my family for real, there's no reason for us to exchange any type of physicality, right? But there have been times when I just wish I stood up for myself, right? And that's where it was. I was like, this woman is not gonna call me the B word. She's not gonna call me all type of names and think that I'm gonna just sit on it. Sorry, I'm gonna say what I have to say. I'm gonna keep it moving, and you're gonna know what it is. You're gonna feel me. You're gonna see me, and that's just what it's gonna be. And that's what I decided to do. And she ran because she was scared. Mind you, she older than me. She probably don't had a hip replacement and all type of stuff. Probably was like, oh gosh, what this girl finna do to me? She better be glad I came and not some of the other people that wanted to come, who saw the disrespectful stuff she said about me. But just like I said, this election has brought out some of the ugliest people, some people ugly inside and out, just ugly, dark spirit people. And whoever paying them, whoever's boosting them up, you know, what I do know is, and I had to sit back, and say karma is real. And so you don't want to put out that karma because it comes back to you, because I didn't even feel good by the end of the day. I was like, oh, I put out that nasty energy. Now I don't feel good. But I do know this, to the people, to the person that did what they did, that karma coming back on you, baby girl. And karma don't come back the way you think it's gonna come back to you. It never does, but it comes back just as equally potent and equally as intense. So yeah, that's on her and between her and her God or her devil that she served. So for me, I could just only be me. I'ma still tell you whatever it is. Sometimes you just got to tell somebody about themselves and keep it moving. And that's what I decided to do. And I stand by everything I said, everything I did. But I also know that that's just a way that I don't have to behave ever again. Right? I never let somebody take me there because it could have went there. And on Thursday, I will tell y'all the timeline on how it got to there, what happened, and what I learned. Y'all, it's been another amazing Can We Talk election edition of the Can We Talk podcast powered by High Low News. I love y'all so much. I love you too, Daryl. Oh, I love you, love you, love you. We're going to do our special edition two-step. Hey, class, look at me. You see, I'm off the beat, Daryl. This is going to be funny, but I'm going to come. I think that'd be fun to do live. I love y'all. We got to pay some bills. Please just keep the thing on. Keep the thing on. Support those who support us. Also, too, I think it goes without saying, we are a broadcast network. Ads are not endorsements, but we support the people who spend their ad dollars over here with independent media. Okay. Yeah, get you some healthy to eat, Star. Yes, I do, Auntie. I gotta go get me some green leafy greens. But y'all, this has been another amazing show. I love y'all for real. And y'all make sure y'all like and share and subscribe. And every episode, we've been getting more and more subscribers. It'd be like 5 or 10 subscribers every episode. So I've been appreciating the growth that I've been seeing with High Low News. We're gonna be at 1,000 subscribers before we know it, and at our 4,000 watch hours where we fully monetize. So I love y'all for real for the growth that y'all have contributed to High Low News. It's been amazing to watch over these last 2 months. Who knew? Who knew the politics got y'all girls jumping like this? Jumping, ladies and young men ain't home. Ain't remember ballers in their pockets for grown. Y'all already know I love a good song. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank you, mommy. I love you. Thank you for my mama having my back. Oh, y'all, I can't wait to get into this story. Oh, it was so funny. It was so funny, but thank goodness it all stayed good. And what's rule number 1? Protect the bag. We don't mess with the bag. I'll see y'all on Thursday. I love y'all for real. And go check out the That Part podcast if you didn't catch it yesterday live. We did a great interview with Rudolph Moise and Angie Nixon, who's running for Florida's U.S. Senate. If she's elected, she will win. She would make history as the first Black person elected from Florida to U.S. Senate. So y'all go check that out and learn about her story. And share it with your network so you can learn more about her. And let's try to get her to win. I ain't really publicly endorsing people, but I want to see a Black girl win. I'm sorry. Yes. Let's go, Angie. Let's go, Angie. Young lady, thank you for bringing the conversations to the people. Oh, thank you, Angie. I love you, Dan. I know I owe you a million phone calls. After the primary, I gotta hop on a call with you. I just been going nonstop. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's been hard to even have side conversations, but I love y'all for real. Okay, I'm gonna get out of here for real this time. Good night, y'all.
While Ron DeSantis chose fights over culture wars, I've stayed focused on what families in Miami-Dade County actually need. I'm Ashley Gant. And in the Florida House, I saw Ron DeSantis play politics with our kids' classrooms while the real problems go ignored. I proudly stood up to that agenda, fighting for our schools, our families, our freedom to live our lives. Now I'm ready to take that fight to the Florida Senate. Family first, community first. That's how I'll lead in the Senate.
Hello, everybody. I'm endorsing Oliver Gilbert because he has always delivered for us, raising wages, delivering paid sick leave, and passing a law to lower water rates.
I'm Oliver Gilbert, and I approve this message because from supporting the 5,000 Role Models program to standing up to Trump, I'm ready to carry on the legacy of Congresswoman Wilson.
Trust me, we need Oliver Gilbert in Congress.
For decades, Daphne Campbell has stood with the people of South Florida, listening and delivering results. A proud Democrat since 1994, registered nurse. She championed opportunities for underserved students to attend college, build brighter futures, and stronger public schools. Senator Campbell will fight to fully fund our classrooms, pay teachers what they are worth, and stop politicians from playing politics with our kids' futures. When residents demanded action against unfair traffic fines, Daphne listened and successfully fought to remove red light traffic cameras in North Miami, Biscayne Park, Miami Shores, and El Portal. Daphne Campbell is also a victim of gun violence. She lost her son to gun violence and understands the pain too many Florida families live with. She believes we can protect the Second Amendment while keeping our children and communities safe. Her vision is clear: stronger public schools, better healthcare, affordable housing, safer neighborhoods, and more opportunities for every family. Experience, leadership, results. Vote Daphne Campbell. Your voice, your future. Our district, District 108. Punch number 102 on your ballot. Political ad paid and approved by Daphne D. Campbell, Democratic candidate for State Representative, District 108.
Hi, I'm Katrina Wilson, and I am running for school board member, District 1. I've been a lifelong educator for more than 30 years, and I have served in Miami-Dade County Public Schools for almost 40 years. I think that I have a depth of knowledge about education and an experience. Education is the gateway to the future. I think it allows you to dream.
This week, tech billionaire Trump supporters started flooding Miami TV with attack ads. The target, Oliver Gilbert. Who's paying and what they're really buying is the part they'd rather you not see. Silicon Valley tech billionaires endorsed Donald Trump, put $12 million into his super PAC, and joined crypto giants Coinbase and Ripple in funding his inauguration. Trump signed their bill into law and personally pocketed over $1 billion from crypto last year alone. They bought Trump's Washington. Now they're shopping for Democrats. Their weapon is Fairshake, a $193 million crypto super PAC funded by Coinbase, Ripple, and the same tech billionaires. In Democratic primaries, it hides behind a friendlier name, Protect Progress. 97% of its money, straight from Fairshake. Here's their playbook. Pick a black Democratic primary and drown it in money. Houston, $6.5 million. Congressman Al Green's 20-year career, over. Chicago, nearly $10 million to stop Juliana Stratton. Illinois beat them anyway. Now they've picked District 24, nearly $900,000 in attack ads on TV and cable, booked through primary day. Here's their own paperwork. And the one word it never says, crypto. And they don't just pick who to attack. They pick the congressman they want to buy. Kendrick Meat Jr. is on your ballot. His father sits on the Global Advisory Council at Coinbase, the operation's top donor this cycle. They ousted Al Green. Illinois wasn't for sale. Neither is District 24.